Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Another day, another scholarship. So today we have a number of interesting funding opportunities, as usual anyway. So today we'll be looking at a number of opportunities coming your way. And the first one we'll be looking at today is a bursary for those who just started or are about to start their master's or PhD studies anywhere in the world, whether you're in Europe, in Asia, in America, in Africa, Australia, it doesn't matter. So we'll be looking at this bursary. It gives £500 to 20 lucky new students, regardless of where you are in the world. We'll also be looking at this fellowship for women in the US. So if you're a woman and you're applying to the US against next year, there is this fellowship that gives $18,000 to $13,000 for prospective postgraduate applicants in the US. This is specifically for women and international students. And of course, we're looking at the big one, the Knight Hennessy Scholars Program, or Knight Hennessy Scholarship at the University of Stanford. The website is quite informative on its own, very detailed, but we'll be looking at the essays particularly. There are a number of intriguing essay questions they'll be looking at together. So in case there's somebody out there trying to apply for the scholarship, we would look at the essay questions together and I'll give you a number of tips and guides on how to tackle it. So it's a 3-in-1 today. Sit back, take out your pen and paper, and learn with me. So let's begin without any further delay. So the first one, as I said, is a bursary. A bursary is like a amount of money given to you, either for a specific need, an academic need, or for just your general academic need. But in this case, the £500 that will be given to the lucky winners can be used for anything. So you can use it for your accommodation, for feeding, for clothing, for childcare, for whatever you want. And it's a very straightforward process. You just fill this form with your basic details, name, biodata, and things like that. Then there's a 200-word essay where you meant to specify what you intend to do with the £500. And as I said, there is no cap, there is no regulation on what to do with this money. But since this is a competition, try to bring up something exciting. So you might say, oh, I'm a parent, I'm a PhD student or a master's student. And this money, this £500 will help me subsidize something like child care or child daycare or child nursery. Or say, oh, you're an international student coming to a new country trying to settle down. This £500 will help you like buy furniture or rent deposits or for a new laptop or something like that. So just make sure it's an intriguing point that engages the examiner and engages the reader and draws both sympathy and also interest in your work. So there are different examples you can call upon. Whether you're a parent needing money, extra money for childcare, a student needing a new laptop, an international student needing a deposit for accommodation, and somebody with special care, as a student with disability that needs extra things like need to buy a particular software to help your reading habits. Probably you're dyslexic or you have a number of reading problems and you need some kind of assistance and the university is not giving you the assistance, and this will just help fund the bills. And as I said, this bursary is open to everyone, whether you're in the UK or outside the UK. I know it is in pounds, so people might think, oh, it's for just UK students. No, it's for everyone, regardless of where you are on the planet. Probably there are some people in space, I don't know. But the idea is, regardless of where you are, if you're starting postgraduate studies or you've started already, starting this fall or starting early January as well, I think there's also a space for those starting January or those who started early January this year as well. So you're free to join. For those who started this year or those who are about to start this year, I think that's the clarification I'm about to make. So regardless of where you are in the world, you can fill this form Fill in your details there, and good luck. And of course, the deadline is the 30th of September 2021. So it's a very easy process. You shouldn't sweat about this at all. It's clear and straightforward. And there's a section here. There's a section here where you can read the frequently asked questions for clarification. So without any further delay, let's move to our next funding opportunity. So the next one is for women, International Fellowship for Women. So if you're a woman watching this and you're aiming to study in the US next academic session, so I think this is for you. It's a funding between 18,000 to 30,000 US dollars. And for international students, that's those coming or intending to move to the US for their studies. And the deadline is on the 15th of November. So while you're applying to the US university, you're also applying to this women's fellowship. So this money given to you can be used to cover a number of things, probably your books, accommodation, research equipment, probably a car to take you to school, probably accommodation. You could just put it anywhere. That's the beautiful thing about these two opportunities I've shared. So the first one, the £500, can be used for anything. Also, this one can be used to meet your daily needs, cover rent, and things like that. There are a number of instructions here of what you need to submit, and these are often usually application documents, things like your transcript, your if you need an English certificate, things like that, your CV. And they also want you to show that you're interested in women's rights, particularly women and girls' rights, particularly. Probably you've done something in the past about women and girls. They want you to show genuine interest in women and girls' education and future impacts on women and girls. So show how you probably go back home to work with women and girls, start a school, NGO, work in the Ministry of Women Affairs, encourage women to join the STEM field, encourage women to join law, things like that to involve women and girls and to make up for gender discrimination. So it's also a very clear application process here. There is a portal that you need to open. The portal is down here. Just apply here. And you just put in all your details and probably write a statement of purpose on why you are enthusiastic about the cause for women, gender equality, what you intend to study in the US. It might not necessarily have to do with gender. By the way, you might be studying something like chemistry or fine arts or music, but show the women and the interest in women. That's it, as your part of your extracurricular activities. As part of your extracurricular activities or part of your general interest. So this is a lot of money. 18,000 for masters, 20 for doctorate, and $30,000 for postdoc. So if you even happen to get like a kind of funding from your US university, this will help settle you a little bit more. And I think this is an opportunity you want to look at, regardless of the field you're intending to apply to, whether it's business, STEM, medicine, law. It doesn't matter. So take advantage of this. There's a lengthy instruction here and guide on how to apply. And we just talked about the basics already. And then read through, apply, and we wish you good luck. So let's rush to this one, the Knight Hennessy Scholarship at Stanford University. This is open to everybody, regardless of where you're coming from, intending to undertake graduate studies at the University of Stanford, whether master's or a PhD, and in every field available in the university, whether it's law, medicine, mathematics, MBA, geography, philosophy, you just name it. And the deadline for this scholarship is on the 6th of October. But one important information you should note is that you apply for the scholarship separately from the admission. So the admission deadline might be sometime in probably December, but the scholarship deadline is in October. So note the difference, and there might be difference in requirements, the documents required, and things you need to submit and things like that. So make the distinction. Go to Stanford website and look for the available courses, and try to start preparing Stanford admissions application. Then also look at this one. This has an earlier deadline, so learn to prioritize and see how you juggle both balls together. So let's quickly go to the admissions eligibility requirement. Then we'll go to the essays. There are about 3 essay questions I want you to think of. So the eligibility requirements here, of course, it is Stanford. So you're expected to be a high achieving student, a strong first class or a strong 2-1. Probably work experience here and there is also good, community oriented, engage in a number of community activities, volunteer activities, public engagement, community engagement is always a plus. So from what they said here, if your degree is later than 2015, that's 2015, 16, 17, you are eligible to apply. But if it is earlier than 2015, that's before 2015, unfortunately, you cannot apply. That is your first degree, your bachelor's degree should be 2015 or later. That's 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. But if it is 2014, for instance, unfortunately, you do not qualify for this scholarship. There's also other sections here, the frequently asked questions section, where you can get precise info on how to apply for this scholarship. So let's move on quickly. Remember, we're going to look at the essays as well. So let's look at the selection criteria. Then we'll look at the essays. For the selection criteria, they want you to be capable of independent thought. What this means is that there should be lots of originality in your thinking. Know how to engage with ideas, know how to critique ideas, know how to appreciate ideas. You could even bring out something controversial, but grounded in facts, grounded in evidence. There's also the issue of purposeful leadership. As we said, community engagement, the quest to better the world, quest to improve yourself and others, the quest to improve your society where you're coming from and the world at large. Then leadership mindset, the way to carry people along, accountable, transparent, somebody with integrity. So they even outlined what you need already. So just show examples. While you're writing your essays, show examples of these bullet points in your essays. So let's go to the essays particularly. So this is how to apply. There's also a video here where you can watch how to apply. And there's also a video here on application tips. So all the materials you need actually are on this page. It's a quite detailed website. They give you step-by-step guidance on how to approach the scholarship. So you must submit, as we said, the application before the deadline. And there's also, I think you have to also submit a number of references as well. So it's also here. Be mindful of the deadline. And as I said earlier, know the distinction between applying to Stanford as a university and applying to this scholarship in Stanford. So let's quickly look at the essay questions. So these are a number of documents you need to provide, like a transcript. Standardized test, from what I read here, is that if your course in Stanford requires a standardized test, then you might submit it for your course. It's not like a requirement for the scholarship yet. So if your course needs it, then go for it. If your course doesn't need it, then there is no need taking the IELTS or the GRE or GMAT. And of course, your CV recommendation letters. So let's go to the short essay and the answers. So look at the essays. Essay number 1 talks about after graduating from Stanford, what are your immediate and long-term intentions? How will Night Hennessy scholars experience prepare you to realize your intentions? So this talks about future aspirations. So fast forward 2, 3, 4 years, depending on the number of years of your course. What do you intend to do when you leave? So the good way to approach this question is to divide your goals into short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. Short-term goals are things you can achieve within a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. It could be subjective, but things you can probably achieve without lots of logistical preparations, lots of months and years of planning. So a very good short-term goal is like attending the conference or preparing the conference or preparing a workshop or or going for a special training or those things are small things you can do within months, within 2, 3, 4 months. Short-term goals, short-term impact as well. Or immediately after this, I'm going um, to run a workshop for female students, that to encourage them to take up STEM professions. I'm going back to the secondary school to help girls. I'm going back to this particular to my startup to help small scale business. Something like that. Something you can do in a matter of months. The medium term goals are a little bit more ambitious. Talk about probably starting a project, a grand project. Probably talk about starting a school. We'll talk about the managerial position you're going for. But always remember that when you're mentioning this goal, remember to mention both the personal dimension and the community dimension. What does this mean? Say how you see where you see yourself in 2 months, 1 year, 5 years after your graduation, but what you also see yourself doing regarding community, impact, if that makes sense. Then your long-term goal should be this big, ambitious goal, probably taking up political office, probably something very ambitious, joining like an international organization or leading the international organization, being a top CEO, or finding the cure for cancer or something, or the cure for dementia, and things like that, or achieving world peace through this and that mechanism. That is what you're expected to do in that essay, or that is what I would have done if I were to approach that question. Then the second one is a little bit interesting. It says, please tell us when A made somebody proud of you, B were most challenged, and C did not meet expectation. So A, tell us when someone was most proud of you, B, when you were most challenged, difficulties, and C, did not meet expectation. So A, most proud of you, look for something nice, probably your parents were proud of you for graduating with the first class, probably because they never went to school and they were able to live this experience, this educational experience in you. So you graduated well, regardless of your background, and your parents were proud of you. So that's like a beautiful story you can tell. And they said 150 words combined, so you have to be straight to the point, probably 50 words for each story. I know it's a little bit tricky, but it also shows weight as well. If you're able to summarize important points as briefly as possible in flowing sentences, by the way, not in bullet points. So point B is your most challenged. So you could also think of those one strong situation where you were challenged, where you wanted to give up, but you didn't give up. For instance, you can talk about struggling with a disability, for instance, struggling with dyslexia, or struggling with drinking or smoking, or struggling with finances, or struggling with grades, or health issues, something like that. That you almost gave up a major challenge, but you did not give up at the end of the day. Everybody likes a hero. So while giving you a challenge, make sure you show at the end of the day that you were able or you're surviving in spite of that difficulty. So the other one is about when you did not meet expectations. This is kind of also a very emotional one. You could always give an emotional story of how you lost the competitions, for instance, or a mistake you made that probably cost your job, or how you did badly in a tax assigned to you or something. So I think they want to get a rounded view of you. They want to know your lows and your highs and everything. I think these questions, permeate these various aspects of your life. Then the third question says, tell us 8 improbable facts, that is, things that are unlikely but true about you. So this is a question you can answer best because you best know yourself. So look for things that are counterintuitive, things that people would not expect from you. For instance, there was a time someone introduced in a group I joined that she had just one kidney, and people were like, "What?" People were taken aback by that kind of disclosure. But look for something edgy, something that would put you out there, that would make people remember you. I think it's also important not to lie because it might just be discovered along the way. But do lots of introspection and you find a number of things to tell in this question. And also be careful of the word limit. Now there's a giant question here, 600 words. I think it's the largest of all the questions. And it says, connect the dots. How have the influences in your life shaped you? The influences in your life shaped you. So this is time to draw all those people that have affected you, and probably events as well. Your parents, teachers, relatives, neighborhood, media, environment affected you. See what you learned from your parents, the challenges you had with them, the highs and the lows. What about your academics, your teachers, your professors, your peers? What did you learn from them? And how did they shape your character? Your interactions with your peers, how did it mold you? How did it help your interpersonal skills? What about the environment you live? What kind of neighborhood did you grow up? How did that mold your personality? For instance, I could share here that I grew up in the market, and a very rough place, but also a place for hustlers. That in spite of the rough environment, you learned how to excel in spite of difficulties, in spite of struggles, and you also learned your negotiation skills because you were in a market where people huggled and people, um, moved around to get the cheapest prices, and that like taught you how to be business savvy or something, or that taught you how to hustle, how to manage a business. Things like that might spice up your CV. So the other info here you could read. There's this thing about the video statement. The video statement is actually in the second phase of the scholarship. So if you pass the first phase, then you'll be told to put the video statement. So we don't really need to look at that in depth for now. And here it's also specified what you need to do and all that. But we'll not go in details with that now for now. But we are hoping that you get here. And when you do, we'll be here to support you as well. So that's it, guys. You can leave your questions below, of course, after reading through the website yourself in details and checking the application's requirements and every other thing. But also remember that you need to go to Stanford. You need to go to Stanford University. Look for the courses available. Remember, this scholarship is for graduate studies. It's for graduate studies. Look for the courses available and see which graduate course you'll be applying for. Probably why you'll be applying to that course. I think it's important to state. There are a number of courses in Stanford. It's a very big university. There are a number of courses here already. So we could just search out the courses. But there are a number of courses: School of Engineering, School of Humanities and Sciences, School of Earth, Energy, Environment Sciences, School of Education, Medicine, Law, Business, Biosciences. It's a very large university, and check out the courses, check out the applications requirements. And that's it, guys. Thanks for sticking by. Thanks for listening to me as I take you through these different opportunities. Remember where we started from? The £500 bursary, the fellowship for women intending to study in the US, and then the Hennessy scholarship at Stanford University in the US. So bye bye for now, guys. I would see you later, often sooner than later. Bye bye.